Coming to you live from the CSB studios in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Your leader in local and national news with your favorite news team, Liz Almanza, Jen Spencer, Robert Newsom, and Alfie Goodwin. Being joined by our on-site reporter, Robert Dobbs. This is CSB 9 News.
Hello and welcome to CSB 9 News. I'm Jennifer Spencer, joined by the always informative Robert Newsom. Today's top story, safety, and the steps you can take to make things safer for not only yourself, but others around you.
Safety is a very, very important thing. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you today. And as Jennifer mentioned, we're going to be talking about safety. Many of the tragedies that have occurred over this past week, and many, if not all of these fatal instances, could have been avoided if people followed simple safety rules that can save lives.
Our first story involves a young woman who was posting on Facebook moments before getting in a car accident that would later take her life. Officials believe a woman who died in a car accident late last week had been posting to Facebook seconds before the fatal crash. Investigators puzzling over the cause of the crash ruled out drugs and alcohol before learning the woman, 32-year-old Courtney Ann Sanford of Clemmons, North Carolina, had been taking selfies and updating her Facebook profile immediately before the accident. Just prior to the wreck Thursday morning, Sanford updated her status, "The happy song makes me happy," likely a reference to the hit song of the same name. The Facebook text happened at 8:33 a.m. Authorities got the call on the wreck at 8:34 a.m., according to Lieutenant Chris Weisner of the High Point Police Department. In a matter of seconds, a life was over just so she could notify some friends that she was happy. She was also taking pictures of herself while driving. Authorities have used the accident to remind drivers not to drive while distracted. Although tragic as it is, accidents like this one bring awareness to an ever-growing problem on America's roadways. With texting and social media so readily available, the problem will only get worse before it gets better. But we at CSB encourage everyone to just drive because it can wait.
In his final moments, 8-year-old Tyler Duhan managed to rescue 6 people from a burning mobile home in upstate New York. However, a last-ditch effort to save his disabled grandfather cost the boy his life. His body was found next to his grandfather, whom Tyler considered his best friend. Tyler was an East Rochester resident, staying at the home of relatives in the nearby town of Penfield on Sunday night. And then he noticed a fire in the single-wide trailer. As the firefighters and sheriff's deputies responded to the 4:45 a.m. emergency call, Tyler was able to wake 6 other people in the small trailer, including 2 children ages 4 and 6. According to the fire chief, Tyler then went back into the blaze to help his grandfather, who would have been unable to get out of the home on his own. The pair were found together on a bed in the back room. You see, Tyler's grandfather was paralyzed from the waist down, and there is no way he could get out of the bed and get into his wheelchair by himself. So when they found their bodies, it appeared that the boy was trying to lift his grandfather from the bed when he was overcome by smoke and fire. An online fundraising campaign on youcaring.com has raised more than $28,000 for Tyler's funeral and his family. Additionally, another relative was found dead in a front room. Although his exact relation to Tyler was not clear, Tyler's mother said the boy broke away from his aunt outside the burning trailer and ran back inside to save his grandfather. The cause of the blaze is still under investigation, but is believed to be accidental. The condition of the 6 survivors are not available at this moment. The trailer had no working smoke detector. With so many people in one small mobile home, just one smoke alarm could have easily awoken everyone in time to escape. On a side note, there was at least 1 space heater found inside the trailer, according to fire officials. And several pets, including dogs, cats, a rabbit, hamsters, and others also died in the fire. The Penfield Volunteer Fire Company intends to create a public service initiative to spread awareness and to get smoke detectors out to the public.
Police have identified a man who died Sunday as a result of a skydiving accident. 49-year-old Arkady Schenker of Brooklyn, New York, was found badly injured in the rear of a yard on Tuckahoe Road in Williamstown Gloucester County, New Jersey, after performing a jump at Free Fall Adventures located at Cross Keys Airport. According to authorities, Schenker, who was an experienced diver, was wearing a specialized suit called a wingsuit. Ideally, the suit permits divers to have more flexibility while descending, but it remains unclear if the parachute opened properly. Schenker died nearly an hour later at Kennedy University Hospital in Washington Township, where he was immediately rushed. The popular skydiving company had no comment, as this is not the first accident involving Free Fall Adventures. Investigators are still underway with the Washington Township Police Department, Gloucester County Prosecutor's Office, and the FAA. We're going to send it over to Liz Almanza with our 5-day weather forecast for next week. Liz?
Thanks, Jen and Rob. Well, it's looking to be a bright and warm week coming up. Monday is sunny with a high of 75 and a low of 50. Tuesday is partly cloudy with a high of 70 and low of 47. Wednesday is mostly cloudy with a high of 82 and low of 65. Thursday is another bright and sunny day with highs of 76 and lows of 67. On Friday is sunny with a high of 85 and low of 68. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Liz. Wow, Jen, looks like we've got a great week ahead.
I'm so excited. After the winter we had, I didn't think it was ever going to end.
I know what you mean. I shoveled so much snow. My back is hurting. My hands just are all cramped up just from the shoveling.
Right. But you know what? I'm ready to shovel some sand.
So am I. Looking forward to it. We're going to take a brief commercial, and then after that, we'll come right back.
They call themselves the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
What a bunch of a-holes.
Hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I'm hooked on a feeling.
So, what can I help you with today?
Oh, my cell phone. I can't get it to play any music. Look, nothing.
Okay. Well, it's easy to fix that.
Yeah?
You can actually use this phone to do a lot of things. You can use it as a webcam. Check it out.
Whoa, yeah. Handsome guy.
You can use it as a remote control.
Oh, a cooking show. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can even use it to play music the way it should be played on a Bluetooth speaker. Interesting choice.
DIY has evolved. Welcome to DIT. Come see what's possible when we do things together.
We're back here on CSB9 News. We have anchor Robert Dobbs on location with reports of a new virus sending shockwaves throughout the internet world. Robert?
I'm Robert L. Dobbs Jr. reporting for CSB9 News. Internet users need to be aware there's a new superbug called Heartbleed. This particular virus gains access to your emails, passwords, and security codes. Internet users and providers are giving great awareness to the internet community. Now, there's a new sensation called fencing, which hackers use to obtain your personal information by posing as mobile companies, internet providers, and other customer service representatives. They'll send you emails stating that you need to update and change your password. One thing that you need to be aware of is look at the bottom of the website for 800 number. Always call and make sure that this company is actually sending you viable information. Secondly, they might call you using an out-of-state number, an 888 number, an 877 number, something like that. What you want to do is also be wary of that, not divulge any personal information over the phone. Always make sure you call whatever provider they're claiming to be, if that's your provider. to let them know that, hey, somebody is trying to obtain my personal information, and to make sure that it's valid. And then lastly, what these hackers will do is they will also send you voice messages letting you know that your account is in jeopardy, that you need to change your personal information. You know, it's just different ways that hackers are now obtaining information that hundreds of thousands, even millions of users have been victims of this. This is Robert L. Dobbs Jr. reporting for CSB 9. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Robert. That virus can be very dangerous. We all need to make sure that we are well protected. You know, Jen, I couldn't help but think about all of the gadgets that we have that are susceptible to the virus. I mean, cell phones, hard drive, flash drive. You've got all kinds of things that are electronic, you know, our laptops, our tablets.
And I don't think about all of that, but I might be going to get an antivirus when I get out of here later, Rob.
No, I think I'll join you. We definitely have to do something. Thanks again, Rob. We have an on-field correspondent now. Her name is Liz Almanza, and she has a story on the correlation between your family and your taxes. Looking forward to the story, Liz.
Married with kids versus singles, who pays higher taxes? There are many reasons it pays to have a family. Most of them are not financial, except that is when it comes to federal income taxes. Due to taxes, a single person paid $13,410 and the married couple paid $4,066. Why the huge disparity? The reason for the big differences is mostly a host of child-related tax breaks the couple can take on their federal return, such as the child tax credit and the other breaks for child care and dependents. So as frustrating as it sounds, a single person does pay higher income taxes than a married couple with kids. If neither the married couple nor the single person had kids, their federal income tax burdens would likely be more similar.
Great job covering that story, Liz. That report has a lot of good information, and I'm hoping by now everybody's already filed their taxes.
I would hope so. We're in mid-May, but if they haven't, they still have time. So let me just say this to you. Please make sure you file your taxes. You do not want the IRS looking for you. Have you filed yours yet?
I haven't. I've already got my return, and it was nice.
Well, good. Then, you know, maybe I need to talk to you about it alone.
It's already gone.
I understand.
We have reporter Alfie Goodwin with how you can vote for your CSB hero. Alfie?
Hi, I'm Alfie Goodwin, and we are here live at CSB Studios in Cherry Hill. 2014 nominations for CSB Heroes are being accepted through August the 31st. Who are our heroes? They're your parents, your neighbors, members of your community. Go now to csbheroes.com and nominate someone in your community. We can't wait to hear from you. I'm Alfie Goodwin, and we are here live at CSB in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Thanks for that bit of information, Alfie. Be sure to get your votes in on who your CSB hero is going to be. And let me help you out. That's capital ROBERTNEWSOME, period. Oh, yeah, I think they should vote for me.
I don't know, Rob. It's going to be kind of hard if they've already voted for me.
Why would they do that? If you're picking your top 10 most favorite CSB heroes, you got to pick me. I picked myself 10 times. I'm just saying, you know. Well, listen. We'll be right back after the break with more CSB 9 news.
Well, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. And you let her go. And you let her go. Oh, will you let her go?
Welcome back to CSB 9 News. Nearly 600 independent distributors of the diet and nutrition sales brand Herbalife were disciplined last year for making medical claims when selling the company's weight loss shakers and supplements. Despite company policies, aimed at preventing such tactics. Herbalife revealed the internal figures after a CSB News undercover investigation found numerous examples of distributors boasting of to potential customers that the company's products help treat maladies ranging from diabetes to heart disease. A Philadelphia, Pennsylvania herbal distributor even told a potential customer, who was actually a CSB News reporter wearing a hidden camera, that a woman with a brain tumor became symptom-free after starting on Herbalife products. Herbalife executives told CSB News that the company had taken pains to prohibit such tactics.
A mother survives in the mangled wreckage of her car without food and water for at least 5 days after the vehicle plunged about 120 feet down an embankment. Kristen Hopkins, 43, scribbled desperate pleas for help on an umbrella and pushed it through the open window of her overturned Chevrolet Malibu. The barely legible note, written with a Sharpie, appeared to say, 6 days, no food, no water, please help, need a doctor, according to firefighter Jim Cravener, who was one of the first rescuers on the scene. Investigators were still trying to determine what caused the crash on Highway 285, 4 miles south of Fairplay, Colorado. But officials were stunned that Hopkins managed to survive the drop, let alone her 5-day ordeal trapped inside. Motorists spotted the vehicle Sunday and hiked down from the highway before alerting emergency services. Hopkins was last seen on April 27th and had been entered into a statewide police database as a missing person. But as an adult with no indications of foul play, there was no active search for her. Hopkins' family thanked her rescuer and doctors in a statement released on Monday and said they didn't have answers about her ordeal. Hopkins' car had driven off the road and gone airborne for 120 feet off the highway before rolling another 200 feet. It landed on its roof and was pinned against trees not visible from the highway. When Cravener and his colleague arrived at the vehicle, they were about to break the passenger window to get inside when the single mother of 4 raised her hand to signal she was alive. Rescuers found Hopkins conscious, coherent, but extremely dehydrated. She was placed on a backboard and carried to a helicopter and transported to St. Anthony Hospital in suburban Denver. She was listed in critical condition Monday and was expected to have both of her feet amputated, but she was expected to survive.
In world news, we travel to India, where their ongoing general election is set to become the biggest such election in world history. And when you think about it, it's nothing short of a modern-day miracle also. Not just in terms of sheer size and numbers, but also when one considers the facts and practices associated with this process. The residents of India actually have 814 million voters who are eligible to vote in the 9-phase, 5-week-long polling process. And that process lasts from April the 7th through May 14th. And that is 103 million more people than the entire population of Europe. To make this possible, the Election Commission of India has made arrangements for there to be nearly 1 million active polling stations, an increase of nearly 12% since the last general election in 2009. By the time the Indian general elections are over and the results are announced on Monday, May the 16th, more than 200,000 security personnel will have been deployed to ensure peaceful conduct during the elections. While doing so, there will also be several hundred trains, thousands of buses, and more than a dozen helicopters that will be used for transporting the security personnel. All told, India's elections will cost a minimum of $5 billion, which is 150% more than the last election held in 2009. In fact, the total cost may continue to rise and even rival the $7 billion spent by candidates and parties in the last presidential elections in the United States of America held in 2012. Coming up after the break, Robert Dobbs, and he'll have our entertainment information.
They call themselves the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
What a bunch of a-holes.
Hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I'm hooked on a feeling.
So, what can I help you with today?
Oh, my cell phone. I can't get it to play any music. Look, nothing.
Okay. Well, it's easy to fix that.
Yeah?
You can actually use this phone to do a lot of things. You can use it as a webcam. Check it out.
Whoa, yeah. Handsome guy.
You can use it as a remote control.
Oh, a cooking show. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can even use it to play music the way it should be played on a Bluetooth speaker.
Interesting choice. DIY has evolved. Welcome to DIT. Come see what's possible when we do things together.
You know, Jen, I just want you to know I really enjoy working here with you, and I enjoy our professional relationship.
Rob, I have to say the same thing about you. It's not always that good, though, for other people who have to work together, especially in the entertainment industry. In Hollywood, breakups are often played out on TV for everyone to see. We're going to send it back out to correspondent Robert Dobbs with that entertainment update. Robert?
I'm Robert L. Dobbs Jr. reporting for CSB9 News. Singer Brandy and Ryan Press have called off their engagement, but still remain friends. She wants to sit back and reevaluate the relationship, according to her personal family friend. In other entertainment news, actor Columbus Short has been let go from the hit TV series Scandal. Short has been with the cast for the past 3 seasons, but will not return for season 4 due to personal issues revolving around a messy divorce from his wife Trina. I'm Robert L. Dobbs Jr. reporting for CSB9 News. Back to you at the studio.
Who is it?
You.
Hollywood is never short of drama. And Robert, we really want to take a moment and thank you for that story. You know, Jen, the funny thing about relationships is, as you mentioned earlier, people have these relationships that are played out in public all the time. That's kind of sad.
It's a shame because I wouldn't want to see my ex on the cover of a magazine with someone else.
No, I know what you mean. And just so you know, the most beautiful woman or man in the world is your man or woman on the arm of someone else. So we absolutely want to make certain that we play those things out in private and certainly not in public. These people in the entertainment industry don't have that luxury. We're going to take a quick commercial break and then we'll come back.
You live, you die, you fight as brothers.
You better up!
Remember, nothing is as strong as family.
No, chill. It's just a mask. See? Don't freak out.
And now that we're back, an ex-nurse has become convicted in the Indiana hospital deaths. An Indiana jury convicted former nurse Orville Lynn Majors on Sunday of killing 6 hospital patients by giving them lethal injections. Jurors told the judge that they could not reach a verdict on a 7th murder count. The patients all died within 13 months at the Vermilion County Hospital in western Indiana, where Majors was employed. Prosecutors, who built their case around the fact that Majors was present and often alone when each patient died, say that Majors delivered fatal injections of potassium chloride in order to kill the patients. Authorities also say that they found quantities of the same substance at his home and in his van. Majors has maintained that the patients died of whatever illnesses brought them to the hospital in the first place. The judge did not allow prosecutors to use studies that linked Majors to as many as 130 additional deaths at the hospital, fearing that the trial would become bogged down. Majors, who is 38 years old, faces life in prison for the crime. In an unrelated story, legendary middleweight boxer Rubin Hurricane Carter has passed away. Carter was known for his 27 wins, 12 losses, and 1 tie while he was in the ring. But he was most notably remembered by his wrongful conviction in 1966 for a triple homicide that was committed in New Jersey. Police never took fingerprints at the scene and lacked the equipment to test for gunshot residue. Carter and his friend, John Artis, were tried and convicted twice for the murders. But after the second conviction was overturned in 1985, prosecutors chose not to try the case a third time.
It is truly a tragedy that we lost such a historic figure in American sports. Speaking of tragic losses to sports fans, the Buffalo Bills are losing their cheerleaders this season. The cheerleaders, known as the Buffalo Jills, are suspending activities after 5 former cheerleaders sued the NFL. The case states that the cheerleaders are wrongfully classified as independent contractors and are subjected to policies that violate the state's $8 an hour minimum wage law, along with other workplace rules. The cheerleaders are not paid for games and practices and have to make 20 to 35 appearances each season, most of which are also unpaid, and have to pay out of pocket for their $650 uniforms. The former cheerleaders who were suing the team also claim that there are other rules, including how to wear their hair, what color nail polish to wear, what they can post on Facebook, and are also put through a jiggle test to test the amount of flab they have on them.
Wow, that's an interesting story, Jen. Hey, didn't you tell me you used to be a cheerleader?
I was, but I never had to go through anything like that.
I hope not. You know, I kind of feel bad for those cheerleaders. It seems like they're getting the short end of the stick, so to speak.
They are, and these girls are probably so excited, and most of them are probably cheering for the first time on a professional field. Yeah. And I feel bad for the guys, too. Don't they want those girls out there cheering for them?
Well, I can't speak for all males, but all the ones I know appreciate cheerleaders.
Exactly.
So I definitely can see your point. Well, that'll do it for tonight's edition of CSB 9 News. I thoroughly enjoyed our time together.
I did too, Rob.
Thanks. Great. I'm Robert Newsom.
And I'm Jen Spencer. For all of us here at CSB 9 News, thank you and have a great day.
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash and switched to Old Spice, he could smell like he's me. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're on a boat with the man your man could smell like. What's in your hand? Back at me. I have it. It's an oyster with 2 tickets to that thing you love. Look again. The tickets are now diamond. Anything is possible when your man smells like Old Spice and not a lady. I'm on a horse.